What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KingSupreme. Back in the video today, we got top 10 things Netflix's The Jeffrey Dahmer Story got factually right and wrong. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the channel, homies. Just be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you want to see more bangers from your boy, you feel me? Because the grind never stops. But hey, this is a very interesting video, y'all, you feel me? If y'all new here, hey, I react to anything on this channel, literally anything, sports, music, you know, crime, true crime like this. I react to anything for real. So let me know any of the videos you want me to get to in the comments, because I'm down to react to whatever. But bro, I literally just binge watched this the The Jeffrey Dahmer Story on Netflix, bro. 10 episodes. I highly recommend y'all go check it out. It's a hard watch. It's a very hard watch. It's very disturbing, y'all. You feel me? I always knew his name, but I was like, I'm pretty sure always knew he was, like, you know, a serial killer, but I never really knew what he did. So I was kind of like intrigued when I saw that kind of drop on Netflix. And bro, oh my gosh, dude, but was it killed? Was it murdered? Like 16, 17 people. He like dismembered their body parts. He ate them, bro. It's like, I could hardly stomach it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So I saw this in the comments as well, so I was like, you know, I watched the thing, you know what I'm saying, so I might as well get to it. Let's get straight into it. Let me know how y'all felt about the Jeffrey Dahmer story in the comments, bro, because hey, it was kind of hard. It was hard to watch, man. Rest in peace to all the victims of that tragedy, and I'm just so sorry that happened. It's just very, very disturbing. But hey, we're gonna see how this is, man. And it's so sad to see what the
Welcome
police
to Watch
did.
Mojo, and today we're
What the police did in this. They were so neglecting. It could have been prevented, but in so many instances, if y'all watch the whole thing, bruh.
for the top 10 things Dahmer monster.
He fought to.
We're gonna see how this one is though. But let me know how y'all rate that. Rate it 1 to 10, because I'll tell y'all it was very intriguing, bro. But again, very disturbing as well. I couldn't barely stomach that shit, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, bro. But hey, when did this happen? Like the 90s again? It was 90s, 80s. It's crazy. You never know. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Watch who you're around, and don't get anything to drink from anybody
The
you don't
Jeffrey
know.
Dahmer story got factually right and wrong.
I did. I should be dead.
For this list, we're looking at what was fact and what was fiction in Ryan Murphy's Netflix series about the infamous serial killer.
I want to know.
Are you watching Dahmer? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, how Jeffrey Dahmer was caught. Right. Netflix's limited series about Jeffrey Dahmer begins with the night a would-be victim survived an encounter with the killer.
Help me!
This was episode 1.
On July 22nd, 1991, Tracy Edwards spent hours in Dahmer's apartment in fear, waiting for an opportunity to make his escape. Wow. And though the way in which he escaped is depicted differently in the series, Edwards did hit Dahmer and ran out of the apartment.
I hit him and I ran towards the door, and he was right there, tried to grab me, get me back in there.
Wow. 2 police officers went to Dahmer's residence to obtain the key to unlock the handcuffs still on one of Edwards' wrists. Once they found explicit photos documenting some of the murders, Dahmer was apprehended, putting an end to his reign of terror.
The officers were stopped by an individual who claimed he was in the apartment and became engaged in a dispute with the owner of the apartment, and left the apartment and called the officers.
Number 9. Dahmer wore yellow contacts. Right.
Wow.
One of the lesser-known facts about Dahmer was his strange habit of wearing yellow contact lenses.
You see my contacts? They're just like the Emperor's. Got him at a costume shop in Kenosha.
He wore them because he felt connected to 2 dark characters in his favorite movies. The Emperor from Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and the Gemini Killer from The Exorcist 3. In changing his appearance to resemble these powerful fictional figures, Dahmer himself felt more powerful and predatory.
That I actually derives a sort of pleasure from watching that tape.
Did you like feeling evil?
No, No, I didn't. But I tried to overcome the thoughts, and it worked for a while, but eventually I gave in.
He repeatedly watched the films before he went out to find another victim to bring home, often making them watch the films with him.
What are we gonna do?
The fact that an actual human being did
We're gonna hang out.
it doesn't even seem like you can make, it's like,
Watch a movie.
you couldn't even make the story up in a movie. What he did.
Take some pictures.
Like, I'm being so serious, but the fact that an actual human being did this, like, it was just mind-boggling to me. Him and John Gacy's what's his name? John Gacy's story. Those two are the most crazy I've ever heard in my life.
I'll pay you.
Tracy Edwards also testified that while playing The Exorcist 3, Dahmer was chanting and rocking back and forth.
It was like a slow slur, like, some of that nature, some close like that, I'm not sure.
Did it keep on for a period of time?
Off and on throughout the ordeal.
Number 8. How Ronald Flowers survived. Wrong.
What? He tried to...
Jesus.
Don't worry, I'm not a cop.
Another survivor of Dahmer was Ron Flowers, who met him when his car broke down and Dahmer offered to help.
Right.
He took him to his grandmother's West Allis residence and drugged his coffee.
Yeah.
But Dahmer is interrupted when his grandmother sees that something is wrong with the young man.
You should take that young man to a hospital.
What? He's just a little wasted, Grandma.
I will not have some stranger dying in my house.
He'll be fine. Just let him sleep it off. Jeez.
No. Something is not right here.
She is adamant about staying with the unconscious guest, making sure he gets on a bus the next morning. But her actual involvement in saving Flowers from her grandson has never been reported. Like in the series, Flowers woke up in County General Hospital.
Where am I? You OD'd. You're lucky to be alive.
So how did he
But what isn't mentioned is that he was also covered in abrasions and believed he might have been assaulted. He later testified that he didn't know how he got there, though the series provides a fictional scenario.
The guy I met last night, he was weird. He must have slipped something in my drink. Dude tried to kill me.
How'd he get
Number
away?
7. Dahmer posed in yearbook photos. Right.
How did he get in there?
I don't know. Dan, how did you not catch this?
I'm sorry, I didn't see him in the photo.
It's your goddamn job, Dan.
The Netflix series mainly follows Jeffrey Dahmer as an adult, but a flashback to him in high school shows him sneaking into a yearbook picture for the Honor Society, despite not being a member.
Yeah.
Yes, he actually did this, and his face was subsequently blacked out of the photo.
Wow.
My Friend Dahmer, both the graphic novel and its film adaptation, go further into the prank and the other club photos he infiltrated.
Excuse me, what do you... Oh, no. Is that really necessary?
Former classmates have described how his bizarre behavior in school quickly went from entertaining to concerning, given his heavy drinking.
And I remember sitting next to him in a first period, I believe, history class, and he had a styrofoam cup of scotch, I believe it was scotch. I remember saying, "Jeff, what is that?" And he threw his head back and he shook it. And I remember sitting next to him in a first period, I believe, history class, and he had a styrofoam cup of scotch, I believe it was scotch. I remember saying, "Jeff, what is that?" And he threw his head back and he shook it and he said, "It's my medicine."
Number 6.
Wow.
Dahmer killed Dean Vaughn. Wrong. In episode 7, Glenda Cleveland meets Dean Vaughn, a new resident of the Oxford Apartments.
Sorry I snapped on you. You gotta be careful in this neighborhood.
Well, I'm a good guy. Scout's honor.
She sees him talking to Dahmer in the hall and is visibly concerned. The series doesn't follow through with his story, but it does point viewers in a certain direction. However, Vaughn was really a tenant in the building. He was found strangled in his upstairs apartment in early May 1991. Dahmer was questioned about the suspicious death before he was arrested, and again when he was eventually caught. Both times he denied knowing him, and no evidence was ever found connecting him to the crime.
Wow.
As of 2022, the murder of Dean Vaughn is still unsolved.
And what about Dean Vaughn? You was talking to him in the hallway, then I never saw him after that.
So he claimed he didn't kill him.
Number 5, baptized the same day as John Wayne Gacy's execution.
This was crazy. I was like, ain't no way this is true.
So you've never done construction work before?
Ain't no way this is true.
No.
But it's
well, like I said, it's just stuff around the house, helping Mama, you know.
The beginning of the final episode doesn't open on Jeffrey Dahmer, but rather another infamous serial killer, John Wayne Gacy, aka the Killer Clown. In the 1970s, Gacy took the lives of more than 33 young men in Illinois until he was arrested in December 1978.
Gacy was the epitome of evil, and he was the epitome of being a great guy, which gave him the ability to be the most evil guy in the world.
For 14 years, the convicted murderer was on death row at Illinois' Menard Correctional Center, and on May 10, 1994, Gacy was executed by lethal injection.
John Wayne Gacy was pronounced dead at 12:58 a.m.
He got a much easier death than any of his victims. In my opinion, he got an easier death than he deserved. But the important thing is that he paid for his crimes with his life.
Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, Dahmer was being baptized by Minister Roy Ratcliffe. And, as it's briefly mentioned in the series, a partial solar eclipse also occurred that day. What does it all mean? We don't know, but this connection between two notorious killers is definitely eerie.
Congratulations, Jeff. You saved.
How is that even possible?
What if you could make a couple extra $1,000 a month using one little app on your...
Crazy, man.
Thanks. Thank you.
Number 4, victim impact statements. Right.
These were so sad.
I would like to say to Jeffrey Dahmer that he don't know the pain, the hurt, the loss, and the mental state he's put our family in.
One of the most heartbreaking parts of Jeffrey Dahmer's 1992 trial was hearing the impact statements. After sitting through the details of his crimes, family members of the victims had the opportunity to address the court. One of the more harrowing statements came from Rita Isbell, the sister of Errol Lindsay.
It was literally just like, yeah, it was literally just like that in the thing. I had no, wow, they recreated like literally exactly alike, bro.
The series recreates the emotionally charged moment with actress Deshawn Barnes, who embodied the palpable pain, anger, and sadness of Isbell in her performance.
Now, I don't want to ever have to see my mother go through this again. Never, Jeffrey! Jeffrey, I hate you!
And Dahmer's own statement took a lot from the real-life one.
That I did what I did, not for reasons of hate. I hated no one.
Number 3, Glenda Cleveland lived at the Oxford Apartments. Wrong.
What?
In the series, actress Niecy Nash plays the role of Glenda Cleveland, a woman who is often overlooked in the Jeffrey Dahmer case. She interacts with him, mostly to complain about the smell and noise coming from his apartment through her vent.
I gotta say, that smell is worse than ever.
Is it?
The real Cleveland actually lived in the building next to the Oxford Apartments. The character is likely a composite of Cleveland and Pamela Bass, the woman who lived across the hall from Dahmer, who possibly unknowingly consumed human meat given to her by her neighbor. However, Glenda Cleveland did continuously call Milwaukee police after her daughter Sandra Smith and niece Nicole Childress told her about a boy they tried to help. Number 2, Milwaukee police officers returned a victim back to Dahmer's apartment.
No.
Right.
Bro, as I kept on telling myself, bro, yes, Dahmer has the most to blame, obviously, because he's the one that did it, but the police, bro, have just as much to blame. So just as Dahmer's gonna get all that karma back to him, hey, those police, all those police who did it, and that they were like, I remember at the end, they were like celebrating because they won some awards or something, they got reinstated, and they won like Police of the Year awards or something. Like, all right, it's all cool, like y'all smiling and everything, but bro, y'all, all that karma's gonna come right back to you. Because they didn't even have any remorse, they just kept denying what they did. And it's like, it's crazy, bro. And the fact that they actually, human beings actually let a 14-year-old get in the back in the house with a serial killer who later killed him. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
About a boy they tried to help.
That's not...
Number 2, Milwaukee police officers returned a victim back to Dahmer's apartment. right.
What the hell? Yo, hey kid, what are you doing?
In late May 1991, some young women, including Smith and Childress, found Conorak synthesomphone stumbling in the streets, not in the Oxford Apartments hallway as shown in the series. They called the police to help the very young-looking boy.
He was holding on to me with a really, really strong grip, and he was trembling, he was shaking. So I just stayed with him, and I was like, I'm gonna get you some help.
But when Dahmer came back to his apartment, he convinced officers Joseph Gabrish and John Balserzak that synthesomphone was of age and his boyfriend. In the series, Cleveland is at the scene confronting police, trying to tell them that he was a minor.
Wait. You just gonna let him take this baby back inside?
Ma'am, he's telling me this is where they live. We're gonna take him back inside.
Y'all don't at least want to find out how old this boy is first?
Ma'am, he says that's his boyfriend. We'll handle it from here.
I'm really sorry about this, everybody.
Despite protests from the women, the officers escorted Dahmer and his incoherent boyfriend back to his apartment. When the police left, Dahmer killed him. Tragically, this poorly handled ordeal actually happened. After Dahmer's arrest, Gabrish and Balserzak were suspended, but later reinstated. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Dahmer always wore his glasses at trial. Wrong.
Mr. Dahmer, before I impose sentence, I understand you have a statement you'd like to read?
Yes, Your Honor.
Towards the end of the series, Jeffrey Dahmer goes on trial for the murders. While the majority of the scenes are accurately recreated, there's one detail that was different. Evan Peters as Dahmer almost always wears the killer's trademark glasses. But the real Dahmer specifically did not wear his glasses throughout most of the trial. His reason? He didn't want to look the jury or victims' families in the face. Yes, it's a small inaccuracy in a largely true-to-life series. However, his decision to remove his eyewear is significant because it shows that he was unable to face his crimes.
Because I didn't feel accountable to anybody. I didn't feel that I had to face what I had done ever. And so there comes a point where a person has to be accountable for what he's done. Can't go around making excuses.
Oh, he faced it all right. Y'all saw
blaming
that?
other people or other things.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Nah, he faced it all right. If y'all watched the end of that, y'all saw what happened when he got killed. Honestly didn't even know he got killed, but I was actually surprised at the ending when the dude hit him in the head with the equipment stuff. I was like, wow. And it was gruesome, bro, how they did it. And then they had it where his life was like flashing before his eyes. You gotta just watch it, bro. I'm talking about like this just because it was actually one of the craziest things. But again, I'm not trying to glorify this. I'm not trying to glorify him. I see people making jokes about this and stuff. Like people making skits. Like, bro, that's so disrespectful. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's very disrespectful to the families and everything. Making jokes shit about this video and about the ordeal. It's like, bro, that's not even funny, bro. I get Netflix. They just want to tell the story, explain it. You know, you maybe even show signs of awareness to people. If you see them acting like that, obviously do not take any drinks from people you don't know, whatever. But people who just making fun of it, that's a whole nother thing. That's crazy, bro. That's actually insane. But that's the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it, bro. That it's not for the faint of heart, bro. So if y'all are really into not like scary, do not watch that, bro. It is very like disturbing. It's even more disturbing, obviously, that it was a true story. So it took me a few hours to really compose myself after I finished that, but that's it. Crazy stuff. What is the most interesting thing of those to y'all out of 10? To me, it's probably the fact that the cop call was true. Like, I know I was looking, but the fact that that was actually true, that they let him back in the apartment, that little kid, bro. That's some demonic behavior, bro. By the cops, by Dahmer, obviously, but by the cops, that's some demonic behavior, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know if there's any other Jeffrey Dahmer videos I want to see, bro, because again, I react to anything on the channel. But like, comment, subscribe, share if you want to see more videos. Instagram's on the bottom of the screen, also in the description. If you want to hit me up, DM me, message me, do all that shit so I can keep on spamming these videos out for y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for watching. It's your boy, King Supreme. I'll catch y'all next time, homies.